Hi everyone, Amy with Fashion Toppings. Today's tutorial is going to be how to make simple little pillow covers for your old and shabby pillows. Now, I took some of my old t-shirts that are kind of keepsakes from my kids, in their events, or my husband in his traveling. So I'm going to show you using my picture tutorial that's coming up next on how to make these. They're very simple. The shoulder seams are kept into place. We filled in the hole of the neckline so you don't see the pillow. And the back of them is an envelope style opening so that you can take your pillows in and out to wash them. I hope you enjoy this video. I'll see you at the end. Here's the items you're going to need for this project. You're going to need a t-shirt, a pillow, sewing machine. Unless you're stitching by hand, you'll need needle and thread, a tape measure, tailor's chalk, scissors, and pins. Okay, our first step, take the measurements of our pillow. First, you're going to want to measure the width, which is from left to right. Then you want to measure the height, which is top to bottom. Make sure you write these measurements down because we're going to be referring to these measurements throughout this project. When referring to the front of our pillow, that is the area that we're going to be displaying our graphic or our t-shirt logo. Now, it just so happens my graphic is actually on the front of my shirt. So in order to make sure that our logo or graphic is centered on the front of our pillow, we take the width that we wrote down for the measurement of our pillow, we fold our shirt in half, we divide that width by 2, and then put that measurement and make our chalk line. Now, my measurement width of my pillow, for example, would be 18. I divided it by 2, then from the fold line, I measured towards the armhole, I measured out 9 inches. And then I had 1 inch for seam allowance, so actually 10 inches. And then I drew a chalk line. Now I know where I need to cut on that side of the shirt. Now flip your shirt over and repeat that same process on the other side of your shirt so that your left and your right side will match and your logo will be centered. Now let's measure the height of our pillow onto our shirt. We previously wrote down our height of our pillow. You take that measurement, mark down from the highest point of your neck hole and measure down, making a chalk line, adding 1 inch for seam allowance. So for example, if my pillow was also 18 inches high or tall, then you're going to want to add 1 inch, making it 19 inches. Make a mark along the bottom of your shirt. Okay, now cut on your chalk line, making sure only to cut the front of the t-shirt, not the back. The back is going to be longer, so we don't want to cut that yet. So make sure you're only cutting on the chalk line on the front of the shirt. Now working on the back of our shirt, go ahead and measure down from the top of the neckline down the height of our pillow and add 4.5 inches. Use your ruler to make a straight chalk line across the bottom and cut on that line. You notice we still have the hole at our neckline. That is going to make our pillow visible. So we need to close in that hole. So take the scrap material you just cut off the bottom of your t-shirt and place it over that hole and pin into place. Flip the shirt over and you're going to sew along your neck seam line. That way your stitches won't be visible. So go ahead and let's get that scrap piece of material sewn into our neck hole and let's get that closed up. Now fold the front part of your t-shirt back down over the back of your t-shirt. We're going to make the width from left to right of the front of the pillow to match the back. We didn't do this earlier because it's too easy to make a mistake and accidentally cut the height of your front to match the height of your back, and that would ruin your pillow. So we're doing this now to avoid previously making any mistakes, which I have personally learned from. So that is why we waited until later to cut the width of the back to match the width of the front. So go ahead and do that now. Now this next part might seem a little confusing, but don't worry. It's really hard to make a mistake on this. You're going to take your measurements for the back of your shirt. Now remember, the back of your shirt is 4.5 inches longer than the front. You're going to take that measurement, you're going to divide by 2, and then subtract 3. So start measuring from the middle of your neckline or your shoulder seam, measure down, divide by 2, subtract 3. So I'm going to round my numbers off. The back of my shirt, let's say, is 22 inches. Divide by 2 makes it 11. Then subtract 3 would make it 8 inches. So I'd measure for my shoulder seam or the middle of my neckline, measure down 8 inches, make a chalk line straight across. That will be our new cut line. Now don't worry, as long as one piece of the back is longer than the other so that we can make our envelope opening in the back of the pillow, you're gonna be okay. No worries, it's really hard to make a mistake. Measurements don't have to be exact on this. Now on the line that we just cut, you're gonna fold and pin a hem, and that's on the newly cut edge. This will be your hemmed edge for your envelope style opening on the back of your pillow cover. Now when you're folding your edge, make sure you fold your edge towards the wrong side of the fabric because we don't want that hemmed edge to be visible on our finished pillow cover. So go ahead and get that hem folded, fold maybe approximately 1/2 inch, pin it in place, and then we'll stitch along that line. Placing the right sides together, wrong side facing up, pin the separate long back piece to the front piece of the t-shirt as shown in the picture. Make sure your hemmed edge is in the middle of your shirt, not on an edge, because that, once again, is going to be the visible opening to our pillowcase. So leave that hemmed part alone. Pin around the outside edges. You'll notice that I'm not using pins. I found these really neat little clamps, and I'm giving them a try on this project, and so far I really like it. We're almost done. Now go ahead and fold the shorter back piece down over the longer piece that we just pinned, and then pin that into place as well. We're going to sew around all the edges where we have pinned, leaving the center hemmed opening that we had done previously. Leave that open. Don't sew that shut. We're only going to be sewing around where we have pinned the outside borders to close in our pillow. Okay, all of our sewing is complete. Now turn your pillowcase inside right. Insert your pillow through the envelope opening, and that's it. We're done. Let's take a look at our finished product. And here's our finished pillows. The envelope in the back to take the pillow in and out for washing, and our graphics nicely centered in the front. Okay, that was my tutorial. It was simple and easy, just a few steps. I hope I made it clear using the pictures, but now I have to get busy because I have more t-shirts to make into pillows. This is Amy with Fashion Toppings. Until next time.